Is Gumball supposed to be Donald Trump? How many cringy references to hip culture can the writers throw in this episode? Let's break down the newest episode of Gumball, The Candidate, and find out. Hey guys, I'm famous internet influencer RetroNemo, and you already know what's up. We're gonna go through an episode of Gumball and find all the secrets, Easter eggs, and references that you may have missed. This week, of course, we're tackling the episode The Candidate. In this episode, the Wattersons go to a charity banquet at their school. The adults fall asleep, leaving the kids locked in the art room, where they were put. They start to freak out and decide they need a leader. So they form an election. They elect Gumball, and things turn into chaos. It's a great episode with lots of secrets, so let's just jump right into it. The very start of the episode opens with a monologue from Gumball himself. A very poetic start. He mentions the fact that lions throw their cubs off of a cliff and only raise the ones that climb back up. That may kind of sound like a scene from The Lion King. However, as Gumball lets us know a second later, the fact is completely fake. However, Gumball isn't the only cartoon ever to reference this. It also came up in the manga/anime Fist of the North Star. In the story, a part of the character's trial is Shishinoko Otoshi, or lion cub drop. Similar to the Wives' Tale, the characters were thrown off of a cliff and only allowed to train in the dojo if they could climb back up. Same thing happened to me when I was trying to join the Roundtable. In this episode, the Watterson family attends a charity ball at their school. That's the whole reason they're there at all. However, in a typical old person fashion, they all fall asleep. The rocking anthem that loops in the background of the ball may sound familiar though. That's because it's actually a loop from the song from a previous season 6 episode, The Father, titled Dad Rock. That's just an incredible name for any song, so they'd want to use it as much as they can, I understand. Looks like not even Gumball can escape today's trends. In this episode, Gumball mentions a social media app that he calls Chat Snap. If you can't tell this is a parody of the popular app Snapchat, then congratulations, you might actually be doing something with your life instead of wasting it on social media. Maybe you're just an old person. Anais listens to some pretty good music for a kid. In the car, she asks her parents if they party like it's 1999 BC. It's a jab at them, but also a pretty obvious reference to the famous bop from Prince, 1999. Moment of silence for our fallen pop legend. Gumball is nothing if not consistent, parodying Sony with Soppy yet again on the TV and VHS player the kids use in the art room. Speaking of the VHS, it's very creepy. It's basically a badly animated nursery rhyme about reindeer on a sled, and personally something I would not want my kids watching at all. However, there's more to this animation. It's actually a pretty obvious parody of the genre on YouTube known as ElsaGate videos. You might have seen these before. Basically, they're poorly animated children's songs that often come off as bizarre and freaky. And somehow, against all odds, they pull in millions of views. It's a crazy phenomenon, and even crazier to see it referenced in a cartoon like Gumball. However, it is Gumball, so I'm really not surprised. The Snapchat reference in Gumball may come off as very r/fellow kids, but it's still borderline a funny reference. However, there's a few parts in this episode that are references to hip culture that are pretty unforgivable. This list includes phrases like lit, stay woke, on fleek. You get the idea. Just because I don't write the jokes doesn't mean I can't chastise them on the internet after all. Here's a list of all the cringy phrases they say.
And ruining Chat Snap by following their kids.
Yeah, Anais, you think you're so woke.
Wake up, sheeple! I'm too clever to let myself get manipulated by the lamestream media.
You'll never find love and end up marrying an anime pillow.
If the temperature continues to rise at this rate, in 3 hours this room will be lit.
I mean, she might not make it, but at least she'll go down on sleep.
It looks like some writers have some secrets to hide. In this episode, Sarah asks Banana Joe if he literally has a body pillow. Just point blank. And he literally admits he does. This is canon, people. Banana Joe admits to having a body pillow. And who wrote this joke? Like, legit, who's responsible for this? Why are you teaching kids about body pillows? Let them keep their innocence. Banana Joe also references a website he uses for his sources during an argument. The website is neckbeardsfrogsalternativetruth.ru. This isn't a real website, sadly. However, it is a blatant reference to a lot of things that are associated with the alt-right political movement. Neckbeards, of course, which is a popular stereotype of alt-righters. Then there's frogs, which is sort of an online symbol, Pepe the Frog. Now, in my intense online research, I couldn't find anything saying it was the official symbol for the entire movement, but I know a lot of alt-righters use the Pepe meme to kind of spread their word and their message, so I don't know. Maybe it's just something Hillary accused along her campaign trail. The use of .ru is fitting as Russia's online ID, referring to the controversy with Russia and the American elections. Look, all I can say is that I have no opinion on anything, and I usually know nothing. Just want to throw all the cards on the table here. If you're gonna go after anyone in the comments politically, go after Gumball, not your little fish boy here. At one point in the episode, Darwin can't handle the heat. He begins to fantasize about being on a chill paradise beach. The music that plays sounds very similar to the classic beach jam Under the Sea from the classic Little Mermaid. You listen and tell me for yourself, but I can definitely tell there's a connection here. Now let's end on the biggest reference of all, which is arguably the entire episode. The whole situation is that these kids are looking for a leader. Anais is the most fit for the position, however the kids are sick of her fake attitude and her big words. So Gumball steps up as an outsider candidate who tells it like it is. They all love him and Gumball wins the election. Doesn't that sound like something we know about, maybe like the 2016 election? Now, although this isn't a direct reference or anything too obvious, I mean, it's like Gumball has stupid Trump hair or something like like that. This episode is at the very least a political commentary. I mean, there's a literal reference to climate change when Darwin keeps asking about the increasing heat in the room. Gumball says he doesn't believe in it, a common view shared by conservative people. And the whole thing just screams parallels to Hillary and Trump. The only thing that scares me is Gumball in power leads to absolute chaos. If this is supposed to be a depiction of the US political climate, what does that say about where we're going? I don't know, I don't follow politics, I just watch cartoons. But let's not end on something that serious. I'll hit you with one more continuity fact before we leave. This episode is the second time Gumball's middle name Christopher has been mentioned. The first time was in the club. There you go, something more lighthearted. Well, there you have it, guys. There's another breakdown of a Gumball episode for you, this episode being the campaign. If there's anything we left out, there might be. Let us know in those comments down below. We're only human. If you want to help us grow as a channel, you can consider supporting us on Patreon. You can even have your name featured like these people right here. And as always, if you like the video, give it a like, share it, spread it, and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content like this. As always, I'm your boy RetroNemo. This has been another cartoon breakdown, and I'll see you guys next time.